Reunion. Hello, y'all. I was selling crack on a private jet up in the hell and back. But no confusion, this a reunion. Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Get murder here. He counting money. He said, "Can man, the hell with rap." I'm only here to shit on niggas and piss on bitches. Welcome, ass. I bought jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white Vigors. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah. I don't like niggas, what's wrong with me? I'm a hype nigga, but this 44 turn to Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight, nigga.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and New York, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog Fantasy app. They'll also match your first deposit up to $100, and you'll get a special pick when you sign up. I'm Treasure Wilson, a.k.a. Stat Baby, along with your hosts, Mase and Cam.
Murder, what up, man?
Killer, what's good, man?
Ain't shit, how you, man?
Chilling, man.
That's what's up. Ready for the weekend?
Yeah, man. Sad day.
It's a sad day. Because last night you talking about?
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's one game, man. It's one game. Don't look good, but definitely don't look good, but it's one game.
It is one game, but peep the hat switch completely. So, that's the first thing I noticed.
What is that?
What you mean the hat switch?
There's no Mavs hat.
Oh, the cowboy. I thought that was some secret Boston shit you was trying to tell me. I was like, the first day they lose, the cowboy hat. I'm glad you caught that stat. I didn't even pay attention to that.
I went shopping for hats. My cowboy hats didn't come in. I was trying
I'm glad you brought that up, Stat. I didn't even pay attention.
That's the first thing I noticed, coincidentally.
Yes.
But it's okay. They didn't come in
It's
yet.
funny. Shit would have been, Mavs one definitely would have been a new cowboy. Yeah, light up cowboy hats and all type of shit, right?
Facts. Okay, well, today we are joined with our analyst, Maurice Clarett.
Mo got the green on. Niggas is
Mo, you wildin', Mo.
Niggas is wild, bro. Yo, this whole show is crazy, man. This is wild, man.
Mo done left Ohio, now he in Boston.
Yo,
What's going on, Mo?
Shit on is wild, man.
Nigga got the 10th fade with his beard like he Tatum.
Oh, man.
What's going on?
Y'all niggas, this show is just all over the place, man. It's good, Mo.
These my guys. These my guys.
Oh, man, that's wild, man. Now they his guys is wild, man. What's good, bro? How you?
All is well, man. It's a great week. You know, but these are my guys. I will say I went back to a program back in. So 2014. So I ain't like Mace. I got receipts. 2014, Boston was the first NBA team to bring me up to their campus and have me speak to the team. So that's my connection with the
What
with
campus, Mo? What campus? What? You know, this a nigga try to say campus like the Celtics is a university, Mo. You wildin' right now. When they brought you up there, Mo?
This was like when they had what was the coach name before this one? Not the black dude who got fired, but the other dude, Brad, whatever his last name was.
Yeah.
Brad Stevens. Yeah, Brad Stevens brought me up there.
He ain't get fired. He the GM.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
See, you don't even know what the fuck going on with your own team, bro.
Mo, you wildin'. You on that OJ blueberry juice, man. God bless you.
Yeah, man. Nigga talking, you don't even know what's going on, man. The nigga's the GM, Mo. Come on, man. Nigga said, what's homeboy name? Nigga,
Talking about this his niggas and all that.
Yeah, man, that's what y'all two do. He think it's cool to do this shit, man. Talking about he got receipts. Them shits is crazy. Your receipts is wild, Mo.
You got the wrong receipt, Mo. That ain't your receipt.
That
You
nigga
picking
wild.
up other niggas' receipt, Mo. You wildin'.
It's all good, bro.
Okay.
What's the first topic stat?
Yeah, we're off to a
Nigga trying
great
to move
start.
on.
So, of course, the Celtics beat the Mavs 107-89 in game one of the finals. Just in general, what did you guys think of the outcome of this game? Maurice first.
Yeah, it was obvious. It was just two things I wanted to say. The Celtics came to play. That was obvious. And I know we always talk about, taking advantage of when you play at home. And especially with this being like a championship game or a championship series, it was like clear that they came to play and they dominated in the first quarter. And when I start thinking about what is it called? The Mavs, or excuse me, when I start thinking about the Mavs, I start saying to myself, like when you go into a game and you scheme on Luca and Kyrie and whatever you're anticipating to happen, I'm pretty sure there was never a moment where they thought Porzingis was going to do all of what he did in the first quarter. And I'm pretty sure all of the Mav players was like, okay, maybe Kyrie will save us, maybe Luca will get us going, but they struggle shooting the ball coming out. They struggled guarding Porzingis, and he went on a tear in that first quarter. It really helped to set the tone for what was to come throughout the second, third, and fourth quarter. And it just, they came and hit him in the mouth. But that's what you're supposed to do on your home floor. You're supposed to take advantage of your crowd. You're supposed to take advantage of the hot hand. And the first quarter, I remember I was like, man, these dudes just look poised. Even when they was beating them, they didn't look like they was overly excited. It was like they was beating them. Now, Kyrie, on the other hand, it looked like Kyrie kind of took the whole thing personally, and he was trying to get the Mavs going. But it was just a Celtics night, and they got it done.
Man, looking at that game, it looked like somebody passed Kyrie a note, man. And say, yo, you get over 12. We got your kids right now, bro. Don't get over 12. That's how he was playing. This made no sense. Kyrie he knows he's supposed to have 20 and better playing against him. And I know somebody will say, well, he did shoot enough to get it, but nah. And Jaylen Brown, he was guarding Luka like, like, I'm going to show y'all that he ain't all that. Picked his pocket several times. I mean, but I told you this weeks ago, Mo. Are you ready to say I'm an expert at this? Because I told you he was Batman. I don't know if Cam is ready to say that, but no, Cam gave it up, Pauls, a few weeks ago. But you, Mo, are you ready to say that?
Yeah, he looks serious. I think they're playing with his demeanor. He's out there. He looks like a man on a mission. To be honest with you, Tatum looks like he's like
Accepted
his
his role.
sidekick. 100%.
Yeah, Tatum has accepted a role. And to the Celtics' credit, they were playing like a team that lost the championship before. So they knew the urgency about coming out to play. Sometime when teams get there, and that's what Dallas looked like. They look like they got out there and, almost like they're there, but it hasn't sunken in pause yet. But they'll be ready for game 2.
Porzingis looked like Batman last night. Tatum, Brown too. That nigga was shook nigga, dunked on a nigga. He ripped Luka twice. It wasn't several times. You're over exaggerating. But they definitely look good. I don't know why you gotta overdo everything.
What's several?
Several is definitely more than 2.
That's the definition?
Stat, yeah, college, yeah. What's the definition of several? Stat.
Yeah, pull it up.
What's the definition? Always got to take it extra. And go
More
seven.
than 2.
I'm the expert. I'm the GED. I didn't know that was actually. I knew that's what it was.
The exact definition: more than 2 and fewer than many.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. I need to start teaching class out here, man. Yeah, look, they lost this game in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Seriously, all jokes aside. An interesting stat that me and my man Larry was talking about is the Kyrie is like 0-10 since he stepped on the leprechaun. Yeah. Now it's 0-11. Me and Mase is some superstitious niggas. I don't really know.
Yeah, he stepped on a leprechaun.
And then he hasn't won since.
When did he do that?
The last 11 games, whatever it is, the last 11 games he played in there, he hasn't won. Now, does that have anything to do with it? I'm one of them guys, maybe that's why he went in there with the sage that time. We seen him with the sage trying to get that little juju off of him. You know what I'm saying? So That's just an interesting stat to me. Still got to put the ball in the basket. One interesting stat that stood out to me, first of all, Kyrie shot terribly, 6 for 19, 12 points. But one interesting stat that I seen was that when Drew Holiday was on the court, they were plus 20, the Celtics. And when Kyrie was on the court, they was minus 19. That's a 39-point disparity, and that's a problem. That's a real big problem. Everybody was minus, though, when they was on the court for the Dallas Mavericks, but I'm just looking at that matchup with a 39-point disparity. Luka had 1 assist. Dallas Mavericks as a whole had 9 assists as a team. That's just ridiculous. Dallas had 9 blocks. They shot a better percentage. Said the Celtics I'm talking about. And pardon me, not Dallas had 9 blocks. The Celtics had 9 blocks. And they almost shot 50% from the field. Only thing I would say, this, like I said, it really seemed like it was over from the beginning. It was one point in the third quarter where they cut the lead to 8. Celtics called the timeout and got the lead back up to 16. If I was Jason Kidd, soon as that lead got back up to 12, I would have called a timeout to counter the Celtics timeout because you was down 30 points. And then you cut it to 8. That's what I was saying if I'm a coach coaching the Dallas Mavericks. You're down 30. Yo, get it down to 20 for halftime for me. That's all I need. Give me down to 20. Then by the end of the third quarter, you say, give me 9 points. Give me single digits. You did that. And when it got to 8, they went on another run, got it back up to 16 before you called the timeout. Then before you know, the lead ballooned again to 22 points. Jason Kidd, and listen, it's one game. I'm not ever questioning his coaching, but that's what I would have done. Soon as they got to 8 and they ballooned back up to 10, 12 points, hold on, let's stop this. We was down 30.
Yeah.
We're within 8. We here. Let's not let this get out of control. So I thought they had an opportunity when it was at that point, but then after that, Celtics just went back to doing what they was doing in the first half.
So you don't doubt his coaching, but you think he lost it?
No, I just thought first of all, I've never been in that situation, so I'm not one to tell anybody anything. I'm watching from television. So I'm just saying that one situation, that's what I would have done. If you're trying to start a beef between me and Jason Kidd, I'm not going to do it. That's what you're trying to get me to do. I'm not doing that. I haven't been in that situation.
You've been media trained. For all you guys out there, that's what it looks like when you're media trained. See, I threw him the alley-oop pause, and he didn't go for it.
Nah, because I haven't been in that situation before. And at the end of the day, if you trust your guys, you know, you got to the finals with these guys. You thought maybe they could weather the storm, but sometimes you got to be like, hold on. We were just down 30. We don't want it to get back out of hand, and that's what happened.
Yeah. You know, Boston has so much time to rest. I just think Jaylen Brown was sitting around like everybody's going crazy off of Ant-Man, and that's a little Ant to me, you know? Being in Atlanta and all of that, I know he was looking at that like if he's going that crazy, I got to go out here and go crazy, and I think that's what happened.
Okay, so you guys kind of talked about it, but I want a concrete answer. So for both teams, who do you guys feel like made the biggest impact for their team? Maurice first.
Yesterday was Porzingis, and I don't know if it's just because he was a little bit fresher from so much time off, and you know he had a little bit more energy, or his legs weren't as beat as the rest of the guys, but. It was Porzingis with the points in the initial quarter. I'll go with him, but the mentality definitely came from Jaylen Brown. But I'll go with Porzingis.
Yeah, me too. I would say exactly what Mo said. I would echo the same sentiment.
Porzingis 100%. He hasn't played in 38 days, missed 10 games, comes in, makes an impact, 20 points in 21 minutes, 3 block shots in the first quarter, set the tone off the bench. There's no question it was Porzingis for me.
Yeah, he wanted to remind everybody that New York, this is why y'all drafted me. This is why y'all traded me. And he wanted to remind the Washington Wizards.
Why did they trade him? What do you mean by that?
Oh.
When you said this is why y'all traded me, what do you mean?
No, I mean, he wanted to remind them that y'all traded such a great player. That's what I meant. I apologize.
All right.
Because the one thing about Porzingis for me is, can he stay healthy? Will he make it through the fucking series?
Yeah.
I never really doubted his skills, but the nigga can't play for 28 minutes without getting hurt. And this is probably the most he's played, I'm talking about in Boston this year, and probably the last 6-7 years since he's been in the league. So that's really the key when it comes to me, when it comes to Porzingis. It's never been about his skill set. It's about, are you available? Are you not going to get hurt? Are you going to get hurt this series? Not wishing that on him, but at the end of the day, you have a tendency to get hurt every other week. And the impact that he made today, that's what seems like is going to set Boston head and shoulders above Dallas. Now, I'm not counting Dallas out. Like I said, they climbed within 8 and they played terribly. But he made Lively, Gafford look small, pause. Like, I was like, as good as they played in the other series, they were looking little.
Yeah.
And he was just abusing them. It's to the point Gafford didn't even get a lot of minutes because he was just making them look that bad. And I think he was really the one who set the tone, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I was making that statement to remind Sinem what the Knicks would be now if they had Porzingis.
I called that nigga. I said, do you miss him? Word everything I love.
What would they be with Porzingis with Brunson?
I definitely called him at halftime and said, do you miss him? Oh, he's never available. I said, I asked you a yes or no question, man. Oh, you always want to say, yo, I hung up on the nigga because he can't answer yes or no.
And then looking ahead, after seeing what you guys saw for game 1, are you guys worried for the Mavs going into game 2? Maurice first.
No, I actually, with Kyrie shooting so bad, and even him when he was shooting bad, he wasn't looking to get other people involved. He was forcing the issue. I think the Mavs are going to go back to the drawing board. And like Cam said, even with playing that bad, your coach is still going to say, hey, even in a messed up situation, you still brought the game back within 8 points, right? And I'm pretty sure he's going to go back and say, man, look at y'all energy. Y'all was flat. Like there was no enthusiasm. It wasn't that killer instinct that Luka had when it was the last shutout game against the Timberwolves. Like that wasn't present. So I actually think that you'll get better basketball moving forward. I don't think it's out of it for Dallas. For Dallas. But on the flip side of that coin, as much as Porzingis had his moment of his day, is that sustainable, right? It's easy for like I give you this, right? The guy who was watching Porzingis, I'm pretty sure that when he's seen his name on the lineup, he probably wasn't thinking that, dude would have that impact on the game. So it's easy to sort of get off on somebody when they're not expecting it. And now that I know that you're coming to play, my mentality and my mindset is totally different. So I expect just a more competitive series moving forward. But Boston definitely took the first punch, and I don't think that Dallas was ready for it.
I'm still going with the Mavs. I did expect Boston to win 2 games. I expected it to be pretty much like a 4-2 series. So I'm sticking with that.
And just so I'm answering the question correctly, Stat?
Yeah. Are you worried for the Mavs going into game 2?
No, I'm not worried. Listen, Boston has home court advantage. They did what they're supposed to do and win at home. We'll see how they look next game. If this second game looks similar to the first game, it's something to be a little bit worried about. But we got to stop overreacting because I know this is a championship and it's a totally different series, but we thought, and even though the Timberwolves end up winning that series, we thought that they was going to sweep the Nuggets, and then the Nuggets came back and won 3 games in a row. So we'll wait and see. I'm not going to rush the judgment, but I will say they need to look much better next game.
I definitely agree. Okay, and then as soon as we discussed sources saying the Lakers were narrowing down on J.J. Redick for the head coaching position, there is an update that UConn's Dan Hurley is meeting with the Lakers. What are you guys' thoughts on that, if that were to go through? Maurice first.
Yeah.
So Mo, where are you from? Wait, Mo. You showing your biceps cross. Where are you from? Connecticut or Boston?
You got a lot of audacity asking people that, bro. You told me yesterday You told me yesterday that you're gonna find out what part of Chicago you lived in. it's a little. Listen, I ain't even mad at you asking them that, but coming from you is wild. Nigga
Killer,
said,
let me rock.
God, my bad.
Come on.
That's my fault. God, I ain't mean to
Lil
interrupt.
Uzi.
My bad. God. Yeah, Mo, we all,
Yeah, Mo.
you showing your biceps.
Nigga going like this, like that was his team the whole time. Like, yo, Mo.
Well, y'all, Dan Hurley, my guy, man. Y'all know that. Y'all know. Put like this. So if Dan Hurley go to the Lakers, y'all know I'm a Lakers fan all the way through and through. So Dan Hurley, my guy, and he's been my guy for the last 5 years. He was the first one to. So this is why I love Dan Hurley. Dan Hurley, he really brought me up to Connecticut 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. Whenever he got the job, and he was the first college coach to go against the grain and integrate me permanently within the UConn program. And so when they was losing and they was trying to figure things out and first get things together, he took a bold approach and said, man, you connected to our team and I don't care who cares anything about it, but you can help us. And so I'm a Dan Hurley fan and I think he's going just personally. I know that they said they're preparing a massive offer for him. And I don't want to act like it's a small sum of money, but he's only making $5 million right now in Connecticut, right? And so I don't think that when you look at the range of NBA coaches, head coaching positions go from like 9 to 16 million. So I can imagine that they may pay him, 10, 12 million after he come off of a back-to-back run with championships in college. You've heard LeBron vocally say out loud that he's impressed with him. And if you look at the staff, the Luke Murray, the Tom Moore, and the Kimani Young, he has a staff that does great with young guys and they have a legit coaching staff. So I don't know. I hope he gets the job. And if he does get the job, I done already sent him a video message that, look, bro, bring the jet over Ohio and pick me up. I'm going out west with y'all. So I'm rooting for him to get there.
Mo, for real. Yo, put the camera on me for real. Yo, Mo, please, Mo. Mo, how did you just make a U-turn from Boston to the Lakers? That is like, that is the crazy. Y'all talk about spinning. Killer. Nigga went from Boston to the Lakers. That's his team. That's what I'm saying. Yo, Mo, what is this? You are part of Boston, and then you end up in L.A.? Mo,
Man, look,
those are arch nemesis, Mo. You can't be Boston and the Lakers at the same time. You Bird and Magic, nigga.
Hey,
Yo, Mo, that's crazy.
hey,
Yo.
you just said you the one earlier this week who said you're gonna have a Death Row chain and a Dipset chain on. So if you can do that, you know what I'm saying?
You been hanging out with Killer, yo.
No, the audacity.
Yo,
I ain't
you
even
laced, Mo. You are laced. Listen, Mo. Yo, Mo, I'm going to say this. Even when you say LeBron is thrilled about
So he be
Danny
hanging out
Hurley.
with me as well.
Yeah, even if for you to say Danny Hurley would be good for LeBron. No, he wouldn't. Danny Hurley is a firecracker. Danny Hurley is not going to go for any of those shenanigans. Danny Hurley is going to want LeBron to play the way he wants him to play. Pause. And another thing, I think if they bring Dan Hurley in, this is their way of getting somebody else to tell LeBron, shut up and sit down. Because they don't have to do it now. Dan Hurley would do it for them. So you remember this day. Remember this day. Mark, what day is this? June 7th, right? I want you to remember this day. If they get Dan Hurley, they're going in a different direction. Remember I told you that. I don't care what nobody else say. Yeah, because you know how Dan Hurley is. Dan Hurley wants the game to be played the right way. He's from the Hurley family. Bob Hurley Sr. That's all people that want the game played the way it is supposed to be played. And not that LeBron doesn't. LeBron is a phenomenal athlete, but that whole running the team while you're a player, that will not fly with Dan Hurley.
No, I agree.
You
On the
agree with
serious note,
that?
I can agree to that.
Okay,
Oh,
so
what
you
I'm
back.
talking about from.
You back. It's hot and
Nah,
wolf.
I'll say this: from being
I don't
around Dan
care.
Hurley, he's not going for that shit.
I just
He
be
doesn't.
entertaining
He's not a
myself.
favoritism
I
guy.
don't
He's
even
not
listen to
pulling no
these niggas.
punches.
Both these niggas
He's a
just all
man's
over the
man,
place. I
and
just
he's
wait for
old
my
school with
turn.
his approach. And his
You
father
paying
is
me one
always
of these
around him,
niggas.
so you get a lot of that old school vibe from the father and just how they treat the game. They love basketball, and you are 100% correct that they may be using Dan Hurley to send a message to LeBron if they do pick him up.
Yeah. It's on Killer now.
First of all, Mase, nigga hanging out with me is crazy. That's wild. You don't have a cowboy hat on today. That just reminded me. You don't even pay that no mind. I wouldn't even pay that any mind. And then I can't even be mad at Mo is because this is what goes on all year from other people on this panel. Not me, but they switch up all year so you feel it's okay to do what you just did, which is fine.
Stat, don't look at me.
Yeah.
This your friend.
No, all y'all niggas one
You
day.
want to be looking the way you yesterday? Go ahead. That's your friend.
Both of y'all just switch up. Yo, I'm Miami, but I just gotta say Boston is so and so. This is what you say. You pick the Timberwolves, but you come in with a Dallas Maverick hat on. Now Mo got on green, but do muscles for the Lakers. It's ridiculous. It's all over the place. It's really wild, to be honest with you. There's no stability and no loyalty to anybody until somebody wins. Now the most loyal is Stat, but she veers off what she wants. She had on you had a whole Baltimore Ravens jersey on. Like it's a wild.
Explained it though. I know how it looks, but I explained that.
If your father was cool with it, then I'll be cool with it. Was he cool with it? Your father?
Wasn't.
Exactly. So I dig it. You can't even get. Dad was mad. Mo, what I'm more mad about is this: if this is your guy and this your homeboy, why didn't we get this information first? This we should have had to drop on this before anybody else, since that's your man and all this
Talking
other
about
shit.
flying a plane over Ohio and coming picking you up. Like,
Yo, why weren't we reporting this first, since you all Connecticut, you at the championship every year, you up talking to the kids.
You getting
all this
flued
other
out.
shit. Yeah, now we don't even get we're not the first person with this information, and that's supposed to be your niggas. But we playing second fiddle to other sports show, but meanwhile, you missed the UConn. It's wild to me, to be totally honest with you. It's kind of wild. So,
yo, and Killer switched up too. Killer over here trying to act like he didn't switch up. Killer talking about niggas stepped on a leprechaun and all this. He was the Mavs too. Now he's talking about this stepping on a leprechaun. Where that
Larry
come from?
told me that stat. I didn't know this stat. Larry's the one who brought that stat to my attention.
And to be fair, because I gotta be the voice of reason, he did say his team was the Spurs, so
Thank you.
he had to be neutral regardless.
And I said, if we gonna do that, my team's in. We gotta go with Texas. That's what I said. Anyway, man, I'm just more disappointed we didn't get this information first. That's what I'm gonna say. We should have had this information before anybody else, Mo. As far as Danny Hurley going to the Lakers, I actually hope he doesn't. I hope he goes back in Connecticut like Leonardo DiCaprio when he said, "I'm not leaving."
Yeah. Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, it says, "I'm not leaving."
I thought about it.
Yeah, I hope that's exactly what he does, my personal opinion. But
Why do you hope that?
I think he's a good college coach. I'm not saying he can't be a good NBA coach. And I'm not saying he hasn't, he goes from high school to mid-level college to rebuilding UConn, and maybe he's climbing a ladder that he wants to be. But some people have the perfect personality and perfect situation. I think he has both the best personality for UConn and their winners, and they're saying they have the best chance to three-peat.
Yeah. And if he three-peat on the college level.
Right. So at the end of the day, I know you'll make more money. I know you're going to sit there and say, I'll try the NBA. Because one thing about it, let's say it doesn't work out with the Lakers in a couple years, it isn't like he may not be able to go back to UConn, but he'll be able to get a job somewhere. Somebody would definitely fucking hire him. It ain't like he's going to be unemployed. So I wouldn't be mad if he took the opportunity, but he's an East Coast nigga. Jersey City, Connecticut's not far From what I've been hearing, his family's still in Jersey. They go to the games in Connecticut. This would be a big move for them. And maybe he's ready to do that. I don't know where he's at in his life personally, but me personally, I would like to see him stay and continue what they got going on in Connecticut. But opportunities like this don't come along every day. And the Coastal Lakers and LeBron James are a big deal. I feel sorry for JJ Redick because I know JJ doing them X's and O's on the podcast, he thought this shit was locked in, and now he gets bombarded with this news. I know that nigga's like, I thought Braun sent niggas the voicemail. Nigga said, I thought we had a camaraderie. I thought shit was going on. I thought it was, nah, nigga Rob Pelinka on some sucker shit. It ain't even me. You know, Rob, that's Rob. I ain't even have nothing to do with that. That's Rob and Jeannie and Kurt Rambis and them. That's that sucker shit. That's my opinion. Because, listen, I'm not saying that LeBron has anything to do with this, but I know he was asked about it. Whether he has the final decision or not, I would say no, but I know he was asked about it. And I don't see him being against it. Look, he has a meeting with, and I'm talking about Danny Hurley this morning with the Lakers, and we'll see what happens from there. But I would say if I had to guess, LeBron gave his 2 cents and was like, yeah, I ain't really feeling homeboy. I'm making it look good for the pod and all that, but I ain't really my cup of tea.
I ain't like his answer.
Yeah, I ain't really feeling his energy like that. But put it on y'all so we can keep the pod going and all that.
For me,
JJ Redick ain't gonna go for that.
What are you gonna do?
He went out of the podcast.
Bye.
you can definitely find somebody. It won't be an issue at all.
Yeah, my boy JJ ain't going for that.
I actually still kind of feel the opposite. I still kind of feel like it's a ploy. I feel like people were like, okay, this looks too calculated. Let's just throw somebody else in the running. Obviously, Dan Hurley's more than qualified to be the coach, but I still think it's one of those things. Because even recently, in an interview, JJ Redick people were asking him about, him being in the running. And he was just like, look, all I'm worried about is announcing the NBA finals right now. I'm taking it one day at a time. Like that was his type of answer. So I just feel like, okay, let's let him focus on the finals. We're going to have somebody else in for an interview, but I still kind of feel like that's kind of the setup for that. But before we go to break, basically my last question surrounding this topic is, who do you guys think would be the better fit for the Lakers head coaching position, JJ Redick or Dan Hurley?
You know what Mo going to say. Go ahead. Mo, you first. Pause.
Yeah, but I can give. I won't joke right here, right? When I sat there and seen JJ Redick do the podcast with LeBron, it looked like somebody who looked at somebody else like their peer more than somebody that they should have authority over. And I don't know if everybody's seen it. I'm pretty sure if they've done it, it doesn't look like a podcast. It looks more of like a continuous interview and an admiration for LeBron. And I just don't think that you can lead people or get the respect from others if you can't do that. Now, with Danny Hurley, he's an old school basketball coach. And with LeBron being a historian and a guy who respects the game, I think that there will be like a natural reverence. And I think like Dan Hurley's demeanor will allow LeBron, I don't want to say let him lead him, but he will allow Dan Hurley the space to do himself. So that's why I would say Dan Hurley and not JJ Redick. I just don't think that he just has the authority over somebody like LeBron. Maybe if those other guys were on the team when LeBron wasn't there, maybe JJ Redick may be the guy. But for this one, Dan Hurley, just from the age dynamic.
Yeah. Before this, I was really hoping that JJ Redick do get the job, but now when I think about another white boy, this is another qualified white boy that could really do the job. And I think, pause, when it comes down to it, like you said, he'll garner more respect from LeBron, but he'll also be able to make those other players better. This is probably the way they transition the team out of LeBron's hand to AD and to whoever they're going to pick up in the offseason. I think that's truly what this is about, and bringing in Danny Hurley, because any other coach is going to keep it still about LeBron. You can almost guarantee that Danny Hurley won't do that. I mean, just knowing the basketball purist that he is.
I was going to say, go ahead, Cam.
But to LeBron's credit, to be honest with you, he said this vocally, that they need to think about coaching beyond him being there and worrying about what AD wants to do, because he may be there another 1 or 2 years. He said the coach that they'll hire now, I would love to get along with him and have a great relationship with, but y'all need to worry about a long-term coach for the next decade or so, and that's what they should focus on. He actually said that.
That's dope.
And then Maurice, did you have another point or?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, one thing that he's, and this is in football too, but when I think about Dan Hurley, one thing that I think that will impact him or any other coach, every college coach, when they try to go from the collegiate ranks to the professional ranks, they don't have the same authority over guys who make more money than them or just are rich in general. You know what I'm saying? And I asked myself, I said, when he's at the collegiate level, he has all of the authority over the college kids, and he makes them play as hard as he wants to. He can be as intense as he wants to, and those guys sort of follow suit. And I wonder if he can be the same guy in a professional locker room when you have guys who, make 60, 70, $80 million a year. And I think about that a little bit too. I wonder if that goes into his decision making on, do I want to sign up for all of these divas when I'm just an old school basketball coach who just enjoys the game?
Well, Rick Pitino did a great job at it. Brad Stevens, not so much, but I mean he did good, but not as well as Rick Pitino did. And who else did that?
What Rick Pitino do?
When he was coaching Boston.
How far did they go? I'm just asking. I remember he.
No, they didn't go that far, but he cultivated a lot of new talent. That's what.
Did Brad Stevens go further than him?
Yeah.
So how Brad Stevens ain't do that good, but Rick Pitino did?
Because he developed better talent. We got Paul Pierce. We got Anton Walker. A lot of good players came out of that.
Brad Stevens got niggas in the chip right now with the talent he developed.
You want to say that's his talent?
He was coaching them this whole time. He just started being the GM 2 years ago. Just saying.
Brad Stevens. Let's go back. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go back. Because I think when Hayward was there, who was coaching when Hayward was there?
Brad Stevens? Maybe. Let's
yeah, they had to get Brad Stevens out of there for Jaylen Brown and them to start playing this good.
No.
Jaylen Brown was not playing as good with Brad Stevens.
Bro, them niggas was good, man.
Oh, no. Keep the quote that I just said.
Okay.
Jaylen Brown was not playing that good with Brad Stevens.
How he going to be playing that good and he was only in the league like 2 years? This is like his 6th year. Of course he's playing much better. He ain't coming like LeBron, nigga.
Well,
So keep this quote.
So the comment is about Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino came in and got Paul Pierce jumping from the jump.
Let's do the homework on this. Let's do the bad one.
You do the homework. I already know.
All right. What year was this?
You already do. You do the homework. I already know.
What year is this?
Yes. Since you don't want to listen to the expert, go ahead.
Exactly. That's
this what I got to do right now.
I want to make sure Rick Pitino. Let me do my own homework. Let me do it right now. I'm not even gonna wait for stat.
Rick Pitino might not even been coaching that team.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're just saying anything. Now that you see I'm gonna do the homework, now he might not have been coaching that team. Nigga try to hit me with the 52. Yeah, I ain't waiting on stat.
Yeah.
Let's see. 97 to 2001. Paul Pierce came in 1996, I believe. He came in 98. Yeah. Paul Pierce. Nah, Murder. Come on, Murder. Tried to catch me, man. You thought you had one too, man. You thought you had one, man. I knew it, man.
Who was his coach?
Who?
Who was Paul Pierce's coach?
No, when he first got there, I was his coach, but...
Who was his coach?
No, Rick Pitino.
All right, then I
But
rest
you-
my case.
No. That
I rest
wasn't
my
the case.
case.
That
I
wasn't
rest
the
my
case. The case said
I
you had him to that
I said
nigga.
when he came in, he got him jumping from the jump. Ain't that what I said?
Nah, man.
Come on, Nick. Pull the tape back. Pull the tape back. You know, Killer.
Oh man.
I said he developed better talent, right? He said Killer said who went further
No
though.
disrespect. Paul Pierce got stabbed up his first year. He couldn't even really play the first year like that. So if you want to be technical, I ain't want to get into all that. Come on. I ain't want to get into all the off the court shit that was going. He ain't get stabbed up.
Killer, you wild.
All right.
See,
It's a fact. He got stabbed.
who else was it? McCarty. It was a lot of talent that he developed. Huh?
Okay.
Huh?
When they won.
Yeah, when they went, I said develop the talent. Keep my words correct. Keep my words correct now, PT. I know you did set for life.
Who else? Who else was on that team?
Yo, it was Paul Pierce, Anton Walker, McCarty. It was he came from Kentucky and brought a lot of the dudes from Kentucky with him.
Okay.
And they did well. That's what we're talking about. Tony Delk. I mean,
Forgot about Tony Delk. I used to like Tony Delk. That was
come
my
on, Killer.
nigga.
You know you talking to the thesaurus, man.
Nah, I don't know about
It ain't nothing I don't know now, champ.
that. Excuse me.
Go ahead, Stat. Save him.
Save him?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the players you named for Kentucky, Tony Delk, Antoine Walker, but I'm just confused on the point you're trying to make. That's
Me too.
why
I'm
that's why I'm like, you're like
We're all
searching. I'm like,
lost.
what are we?
I was talking about when we started. The origin of the conversation was about when we was talking about the Lakers and about Danny Hurley will be better to develop the talent moving forward. So then I said, like Rick Pitino did in Boston. So then he said, but they won more with Brad Stevenson. That wasn't my point. My point was that if they're going in a new direction, developing new talent, he would be the person for it.
So he
And that was the
developed
person
Kenny Anderson.
that came.
He developed Antoine Walker, Ron Mercer, Bruce Bowen, Tony Battle, Walter McCarty.
That's a lot of good
It sound
talent.
it sound like some bullshit, murder. You named two niggas. That was all right. I'm naming them. Kenny Anderson. He didn't develop Kenny Anderson. I didn't even know Kenny Anderson
No,
was
Kenny
on there.
Anderson didn't do well. He was one of the five that didn't do well.
You can't develop them then.
Who is
you
Bruce?
develop two niggas you talking about. I'll give you Ron Mercer, and I'm gonna give you Paul Pierce. I'm not going with, I'm gonna see what year Antoine Walker came in the league. What year did he get in the league?
Antoine got 100, Killer.
Oh, no, that's my nigga. But that's the point. Is he helping niggas or was he coaching niggas who's already developed? That's the point.
No,
the
he
word
de-
developed.
He developed them. That was a good nucleus of team.
A
they
good
got better.
nucleus of team.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, bro? All right, Stat, let's go. Let's
Them
murder
two,
a
we,
good
are we
nucleus
gonna
of
act
team.
like Antoine Walker and Paul Pierce wasn't a tantrum in the league?
No, they was not good enough, but they was pretty good. But they're not.
Oh.
You're talking about develop. When you say develop, that means you're taking somebody who's probably younger
Yeah.
and making them into a better player.
Yeah.
And what I'm
that's
saying
it.
is, what year did Antoine Walker come in the league? That's the question I'm asking.
96.
96.
A year
Okay.
before that.
96. So I'm gonna give you Antoine Walker, Ron Mercer, and Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
All these other niggas, Kenny Anderson and everybody else done, they didn't look like they developed. And now I want to know Rick Pitino's record that year, 98. What was the Boston Celtics record? Matter of fact, let's just Google Rick Pitino's record with the Boston Celtics, period. Since we gonna do this.
No, I didn't say he win a championship. We know he didn't win a championship. We said develop the
The
talent.
record in 98 was 19-31.
Horrible.
But he developing.
He was 102 and 146 overall.
But he's developing.
Yeah, I didn't say wins. I said developing the talent.
102. 102 and 146 don't sound good, murder. That's why they got him out of there, man. But I digress.
Yeah, I'm talking about Danny Hurley taking a young talent and making them better.
If he
not winning a championship. That's not what I'm saying.
If he goes 102 and 146, he'll be out of there too.
He would,
especially with the Lakers. But then when he leaves, they'll be like, but he developed them. That's what you're saying?
I'm saying sometime like when certain players, just like Wemby, they didn't score no points, but this was a development year for Wemby. They didn't care about the year. They want to make sure that he's great for the future. Just like Paul Pierce, even though he was in all of that failure, he ended up taking that team to a lot of other great moments because they let him grow even at their point of losing. That's development.
You're saying when Paul Pierce came into the league, he got the same attention Wemby's getting?
No, I'm saying when you're letting a player play, like let's say you go to a team, Killer goes to this team. This team is only winning 10 games, but we still letting him rock because he's going to turn this into a franchise, and we got to go through this year of him losing, but he's getting better. No different than Ja did, no different than LeBron did his first year. He lost, but he didn't lose no more after that. And allowing him to grow, that's development. Like being patient while we're losing, but he's getting better game by game because he's the one we building the whole franchise on. That's what I'm talking about.
No, I think that's the GM because if they kept it like that, they would say, Rick, we understand what's going on. Like Popovich is not going to get fired.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Pitino, you can't figure this out with Paul Pierce and these niggas. You're leaving. So I think it's the difference when it comes to coaches. Certain niggas are going to get fired. And certain niggas are just not going to stay.
Danny Hurley, if he does that, he will get fired as well, but he will develop the talent. Those two are both right. They're true.
Two things could
things could be true.
At the same time. Okay, so we can always revisit this because I think it's great when y'all debate on different discussions. But in the comments, let us know who you guys think should be the Lakers' next head coach. We're going to go to break. When we return, we will discuss the Tank versus Frank Martin fight coming up next week. Don't go anywhere.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that? I mean, is there...
I was selling crack on a private jet up in the
I didn't get the shout out to Dipset Couture. Make sure you go online to dipsetcouture.us to order some shirts and everything else. But
so I'm gonna get some cheeks after this horsepower jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white Vigors. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah, I don't like niggas. What's wrong with me? I'm a hype nigga, but this 44 turn to Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight, nigga.
Welcome back. Now let's get into our Underdog Fantasy picks of the day. On Sunday is Game 2, Mavs versus Boston. Underdog Fantasy has Luka at 31.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
Higher.
Higher.
Hey, Jason Tatum is at 9 rebounds. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Lower.
Lower.
Hey, and Porzingis is at 14.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
Higher.
How much?
14.5.
Lower.
Okay, download the Underdog Fantasy app and you can make your picks too. We are joined back with our analyst, Maurice Clarett. So before we get into the fight, because I knew I said I was going to bring that up before break, Maurice brought up a great question that I definitely want to hear all of you guys' answers to. So if the Celtics end up winning, is this Joe Mazzulla's win or Ime Udoka's win? What do you guys think?
Well, it's Joe. We know it's going to be Joe win, but I know Udoka is probably sitting somewhere like, man, niggas ain't going to give me a ring, but she going to get a ring.
So sometimes you got to be on the same team and be on a different team because when you practice, we practice against each other our whole career every day. You still got to practice even though we play the game together. Sometimes it's a little sparring. What I'll say is this is what pussy could cost you sometimes. You know, a championship or another trip to the finals. Then you got to go start off with some young niggas and rebuild it up, ship you out the city you was already from. Now, I'm not saying Houston's a bad city to be in at all, but y'all niggas didn't make the playoffs. This is kind of like a Mark Jackson, Steve Kerr situation. You got to be careful who you fuck. And then when you got a famous baby mother or wife or whatever y'all scenario is, and people love her, you're gonna be a piece of shit, man. You are. Trust me, man. I'm telling you. They take the female side whether you're right or not all the time. They always take the female side publicly. And you may not have done nothing wrong even though you did. Women stick together in this era. It don't matter.
What did he break the ethical? He broke the ethical code, right?
Yeah, they
for the Boston.
Yeah,
Celtics.
I mean, if you have sex with the president's wife, what's her penalty? Because she worked there too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
what I'm speaking to.
Yeah, that's what I'm agreeing with you on. Like, yeah, what's her penalty? Because you're right. She gonna get the ring. I'm pretty sure he ain't leave her. We don't know the ins and outs, pause, but I'm pretty sure he would have heard about it. Because rich people, I don't want to be racist, but certain races, they don't leave. I'm out. Especially if I got the paper, I'm out. You're out here wilding, you're fucking the staff. You just said that earlier.
I didn't build this corporation.
Yeah, Scarface just said that. You're fucking the help. You just brought that up.
Yeah.
Look, because now
a lot of niggas lost money messing with the help, for real.
Yeah, because you have to realize this. What happens is you can't be trusted.
Yeah.
Because now if I walk in a room and you giggling with niggas, and then you stop giggling when I walk in, what was so funny?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All that start coming into play with. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
P? Like, now, who you talking to? You can't, look, let me tell you something. When bitch do all this, who the fuck is you grinning, texting like that? Everything becomes a problem. Oh, that's cute. Once you cheat and get caught and you stay, everything's a problem. I'm telling you that right now. So listen, man. It's a fact. Niggas don't like all that grinning and shit. And don't be laughing too loud at my friends' jokes. They not that funny. They not comedians. What you laughing so much at his jokes for? I ain't with all that. If you got caught cheating, I'm not like that. But if you got, I like everybody to be cool until you give me a reason not to trust none of y'all. And I've never been in that position. Pause. But yeah, it's kind of a Mark Jackson, Steve Kerr situation. I know he's probably upset about it. But he has another job and he has an up and coming team. But to see Boston back in the championship, it probably hurts. It probably hurts. And I seen the way Houston finished their season. He was really upset about how they finished because they had an opportunity. If you play Golden State towards the end of the season, I remember this game, and they could have got them into the playoffs, and Golden State basically shut them down and wrapped their season up. And he basically kind of threw his team under the bus. Not in a bad way, maybe motivational, but he was like, I thought they was ready for the moment, and they wasn't. You know, maybe it's me and my team fault, but they definitely wasn't ready for the moment. And that's kind of a shot at the team. And especially it makes you mad when you're in the NBA finals and now you're fighting to get into the plan. So that's a good question.
That was crazy because when you think about it, if Udoka did this and got a job the very next year, Mark Jackson set this team up and they won championships and he didn't get a job the next year.
Very good point. Very good point.
What
And he ain't get caught fucking the president's wife.
It was the president's wife?
Somebody in the staff wife.
Yeah, she's a team service manager, and she still works there.
Yeah.
So, not the president's wife, but somebody in there.
Yeah. And he got a job. That was a great point.
And then, Maurice, your final thoughts before we go to the next question?
I don't really have any thoughts about it. It just went through my mind as I was watching it, and I definitely thought about Mark Jackson. And I was thinking to myself, like, Udoka has to be sitting here like, man, I fucked all this up over some pussy. You know what I mean? Just my little the giggling, the hee hee ha ha. I've fucked my coaching career up.
Yep.
It is what it is. Okay, and then next Saturday, June 15th, Tank versus Frank Martin will take place at the MGM Grant. Looking ahead to that fight, who do you guys got? Maurice first.
Yeah, I have Tank, and I've seen a couple of their pre-press conference fights, and I go a lot of for mentality and just subtle looks that guys have towards each other. And I know intimidation and all of the buffoonery goes with it, but I really pay attention to like the nuance of words. And I remember they were doing like a one-on-one interview on Gillian Wallow's show, and I just heard them talking to each other, and it seemed like, man, Frank Martin, he's trying to force himself to believe that he can kick Tank's ass. And when you look at it, he doesn't have a history of knockouts. He has a history of like unanimous decisions or technical knockouts, but he's not there out there dropping guys, right? He's very skilled. I think he's a great fighter, but I think there's also an element like just like you seeing with the not the Lakers, the Boston Celtics, like when the lights are on, when it's a moment, and Tank has been in this moment 1,000 times, 20, 30, 40,000 people who all there rooting for you. That can be a lot for somebody else who's not been in that situation. And I know everybody has to steal their moment, and everybody has their initial moment when they make a name for themselves. But when I looked at the demeanor of it and Tank was talking to him, I think there was like a confidence in Tank, just like when we seen the Mike Tyson when he was younger. They said, man, motherfucker, you can't beat me. And I really believe that, Tank's going to be victorious next week.
I'm kind of like indifferent about this fight because I believe what everybody believe that Tank is supposed to win this, but I don't know about this one.
Did you see the Adrian Bronner pre-fight, whatever it was, against the guy he's getting ready to fight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I seen it.
And so when I looked at, they're in the same camp. And so when I just looked at where Adrian Bronner was at, and you all up under the same building right now, I may not agree with everything he was saying. And I do believe like just that spirit, that dog spirit, that camp feeling is everywhere around them. And I seen a guy who normally trains Tank, he was right up there with AB. And so if this is any sort of like indicator of like what camp has been like, they feeling like, motherfucker, we about to run through you. And then you got your bro around you. They reconnected. They training hard. I just feel like that's the spirit of the camp that he's in, and that's going to be like influential with how he looks at, like, how it is. Somebody can gas you up and be like, man, run through this little nigga. And I just think that's the spirit of what Tank got going on right now. And that's just my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I don't fucking know, man. I don't know Frank Martin like that. I expect Tank to win. Yeah. When I get closer to the fight next week, I could give you my analysis on it. I'll do some more homework and due diligence on it. I ain't really pay attention. It's been entertaining to watch all the interviews and so on and so forth. Tank is very entertaining. He knows how to sell a fight. Homeboy is talking his shit back. Like you said, Mo, I looked at his record. It doesn't look like he be knocking a lot of niggas out. But if he boxes, from what I heard, he's a good boxer. But the people that I talked to about this said he took this fight a little too early. They say he should have waited a year or so to take this fight, from what I've been hearing. But I'll do some more homework on it, and we'll talk about it again before the fight comes up.
Yeah, it should be like 5 rounds.
Okay. In the comments, let us know who you guys have. But Maurice, thank you for being here.
Mo, Laker, Celtic, UConn, Ohio State. Mo. Appreciate you, man.
All right. Later on, man.
Love.
Okay. That's all the time that we have for today. Thanks for watching. And as always, it is what it is.